Welcome to Yoga Fusion. Yeah, it's Yoga Fusion. It's Monday. I just reestablished where I was, okay? And so basically, what we need for this class is a yoga mat. If you don't have one, that's fine. Try to place your chair on something that's not going to slip and slide, all right? Basically, I use this folding chair for my chair. It's no wheels for sure, and preferably no arms, so you can hopefully find something nearby that will work. If you, for any reason, if whatever's being offered, that movement is not fit for your body, you can modify. I'm modifying one side because I have shoulder issues here, or you could do another posture, or you can skip it altogether. So you are in charge. You know how it feels in your body. So be very mindful as we move through the practice, and I can answer questions at the end. It's a 45-minute class. So let's take the feet about shoulder width apart. Let's swing the arms. You're going to start twisting gently. And think about tapping right under the collarbone, the clavicle. And then once you get into this rhythm of shifting the weight side to side, you're looking over the shoulder to the wall behind you. So what's happening here is we're giving a nice squeeze to the spine and pumping in fresh blood, chi, and life force into that area. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep twisting and turning. Now we're going to tap ourselves on the shoulder. So we just tapped on the front point of the lung point. It's reflexology. Now we're tapping on the back point of the lung. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep twisting and turning. Now you're going to pat yourself right in the front of the midriff here. You're going to still look over your shoulder, and that back hand is going to tap up by the kidneys. That's up a little bit higher. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now let's slowly de-escalate. Don't just abruptly stop if you can avoid it, because that will make you dizzy if you stop abruptly. Let's take some big breaths in. Inhale up. Exhale, press the air down by the side of the body. Inhale up. Exhale, press. Lifting and pressing. 2 more. Lifting and pressing. Last one. Stretching. Press it. Let's relift the arms now up towards the sky. See if you can keep your chest square to the front of your space or your screen so you're not torquing off left or right. Here we're giving a tug to those intercostal muscles. They attach to the side ribs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. Take the arms out to the side now. Extend the arms. The palms can face the floor as you drop the shoulders away from the ears. Now think about floating crown of head up to sky and the 4 corners of each foot rooting into the mat. So let's slide the ribs over to the right, isolating the rib cage. Come back to center, slide it to the left. So you're going to take a little slide side to side, giving a squeeze to the internal organs, bringing in fresh materials, blood, chi, life force, and squeezing out the stuff that we're finished with. Nice and slow. 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze the abs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. Coming back to center. Now, ribs only moving, tilting to the right. So you're not flapping your arms here. Back to center. Torso tilts to the left. So the arms are fixed as we move side to side gently for 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Back to center. And just pumping the arms now like you're bouncing invisible tennis balls off the floor here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms come to stillness. Rotate those thumbs towards the earth. Now the palms face the back wall. Bounce those invisible tennis balls off the back wall. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly lower the arms down. It's okay to say ow. We're all muted. Let's shake out the arms. From here, the feet can be still fairly wide. Let's just swing the arms forward. Let's float them back. Lifting and sweeping for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back up here and just shaking out those arms, maybe giving a shake to the legs. Let's roll some shoulders now, forward, up, back, and down, opening the chest as you go. Big full breaths, and then squeezing out all the air. So try and do some really deep breathing as we move through the practice. We tend to be shallow breathers as we move through the day. So it's a good idea to keep expanding the lungs, keeping your lung capacity at the maximum. 2 more in this direction. And then let's go the other way. Ooh. And here again, noticing maybe there's pops and crunches. Maybe this direction feels different than the other. But you're just taking a little inventory here. No self-judgment, no competition. 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Shake out the arms and the hands. I'm going to stand near my chair for this. If you should have a strap, and I don't know why I don't have a strap here, but here's my strap. If you have a strap, you can use this for this next move. If not, what you're going to do is you're going to support the back of your thigh if you need to do that. You may not need to do that. So you can experiment with this. I'm going to loop a strap around the ball of the left foot. And then I'm going to even out the ends of the strap. And what the movement will be, I can hold on to the back of the chair. Inhale, exhale twice. Here, kick out twice. And then place that foot down on the earth. So you're standing leg, you're standing tall. You're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, place the foot down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, place the foot down. We'll do 4. 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then just removing the strap if you were using one. Let's keep the weight in that right leg. Let's lift the left heel. Now, isolating the ankle joint, start circling the ankle. So the rest of the leg is passive. It's just the ankle joint moving its optimum range of motion. And you're noticing any tight spots or sticky spots in there. And then you're going to circle around in the other direction. Nice and easy. Very nice. Shake everything out. Let's go to the other side. Again, if you're not using the strap, you can hold the back of the thigh, never the back of the knee to execute the movement. You may not need your hand there, all right? So if you're using a strap, loop it around the ball of the right foot. Even out the lengths of the sides of the strap. I'm holding on to the back of the chair. So the move is inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, place the foot down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, place the foot down. Let's do 4. 3, 2, 1. Place it down. If you're using a strap, you can lose the strap. The weight goes into the left leg now, standing nice and tall, lifting that right heel. and start circling with the ankle joint, initiating the movement. So every part of that leg is still passive. It's just the ankle joint moving it. So you're breathing deep, full breaths. Let's do a few more in this direction, and then we'll circle in the other direction. You'll notice if that feels the same or maybe it feels different. Just observing, doing a little bodily inventory here. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And that heel comes down. Very nice. I'm going to move the strap over here, and I'm going to face the back part of my chair here. So I'm facing the back part of the chair. The feet are directly under the hips. The toes point forward. So let's take that right foot back. I'm not mirroring you for this. So the right foot goes back, and maybe you want to adjust the width of the legs so you feel stable. And it's going to be a passive stretch here. We're going to tilt forward with the torso. And so that back right heel is pressing into the earth, the mat, the rug, whatever you're standing on. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Coming back to center. Right foot comes back to the front. Left foot goes back. Again, you might want to adjust the width of the legs just so you feel stable. So it's like one foot on a railroad track, each foot, not a tightrope. All right. So now we're going to tilt the torso forward. That back left heel is pressing into the earth. For 4, stretching out the hamstring. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back upright. Left foot meets the right. Shake out both feet and legs. Now, left foot stays forward. Right foot goes back. Now that back heel is lifted. We're going to lift the heel and we're going to press it down. Lifting it and pressing. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Relift the back right heel. Now we're going to bend the knees. Inhale, bend. Torso is upright. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. We'll do 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Re-straighten. Right foot comes to meet the left. Maybe you want to shake out both legs. And now notice the right foot compared to the left foot. They probably don't feel the same. So now the right foot stays forward, the left foot goes back, and now that back left heel is lifted. So we're going to lift the heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press all the way down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. We lift the back left heel. Now the torso will stay upright as you bend the knees. You're like moving like a piston. Inhale down, exhale straighten. Inhale bend, exhale straighten. We'll do 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Re-straighten. Left foot meets the right. Shake everything out. Feet and legs. Get it back to neutral. Now the two heels are going to come together. First position in ballet. Toes point out. You're still going to face the back of your chair. And for this, we're going to lift up on the tippy toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This time we'll stay up on the tippy toes right here. Now, in front of you, find a spot that's not moving. It's called the drishti spot in yoga. And you're going to lift one arm up to balance. You're still on your tippy toes. Maybe you want to add the second arm up. Maybe you don't. We're balancing here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms come down, heels float down, shake out the feet and the legs. Always working on balance. Now I'm using the chair back for support and I'm facing outward. The weight will be in your left leg. Let's take the right leg and just swing it forward and back. Opening up the leg completely now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Slowly de-escalate. And now shifting the weight to the other leg. I just moved my chair briefly. Standing leg is right leg. Straight leg is left leg. The foot stays flexed. Getting this leg into the action for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly de-escalate. Very nice. Shake everything out, both feet and legs, arms and hands. Now, if you want to be near your chair, you could be near a wall or a large piece of furniture that's not going to move if you push on it. So now the feet are directly under the hips. The toes point forward. See if you can start bouncing the heels here. Just lift the heels a quarter of an inch, a half an inch. And this is sort of a meditation in motion. What we're doing with the feet and the legs is you're working on bone density. You're also working on the distribution of blood and lymph. And you can let the body move you. See what the body wants to do. For 8, 7, 6, move any way that feels good. 5, keep bouncing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. And then coming back down, slowly, slowly shaking everything out. Feels good. At least the legs feel like they have some blood flow going. We're going to take a soft fist here and we're going to do 3 rounds of this tapping routine. And I don't mean tap dancing. We're going to tap on the body. So the soft fist is going to go on the hip bones. Little tapping. This is bringing blood and lymph to the surface, stimulating. Go to the sides now, the sides of the hips. This is a good thing you could do to wake up in the morning if you have trouble reviving yourself in the morning, groggy. And then we're going to move to the bum. Tapping on the bum. And then up by the kidneys, tapping up by the kidneys. Down the outsides of the legs. Up the insides of the legs. Back to the hip bones. So you're tapping on those hip bones. Maybe you notice some tingling in the legs now. Let's go to the side of the hips. Tapping on the hips. Nice. And then tapping on the bum. And then up by the kidneys, tapping up a little higher by the kidneys. And then you're going to go down the outsides of the legs, the yang meridian. Up the insides of the legs, the yin meridian. Now 2 more times, one more time. This is the 3rd round. Tapping those hip bones, standing tall. Move the hands to the sides of the hips. Very nice. And then back to the bum. Up by the kidneys. Down the outsides of the legs. Up the insides of the legs. Now we're back to the hips. But now you can take the 2 palms and just start circling the navel. So think about going up on the right side. You go across the middle and down on the left. So it's a big circular motion. So there's a big clock on your belly. and 12 is up here, and 6 is down there, and you're circling. So as you move up the right side of the body, you're stimulating the ascending colon. As you go across the middle, that's the transverse colon. And then the left side is descending colon. So assisting the colon here, waking it up, helping it do its work for 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Shake everything out. Very, very nice. Let's come to our chairs now. If you want to have any real good props, if you happen to have them available, fine. If you don't have them, that's fine too. I've got 2 blocks here and a strap and a set of 1-pound hand weights. If you've got hand weights, nothing heavier than 2 pounds for this class, all right? So I'm going to sit back here so you can see my feet when we start. So mindfully approach your chair seat and try to sit a little bit closer to the front of the chair seat than the back of the chair seat, all right? The feet and legs are in parallel, but they're just a little bit wider. Both heels are going to stay grounded into the mat or the floor. So you're going to externally rotate both feet out, go back to neutral, internally rotate both feet in, neutral, out, in, out, and in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. And then back to neutral. Let's bounce the legs here. Just bounce them gently for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, chair jogging, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then slowly, slowly bringing it down to stillness, nice and gentle. Maybe you want to pull the flesh away from the sits bones for a deeper connection to the chair. Let's just drop that right arm off to the side, and you're going to flex the right wrist, spread the fingers wide, and start circling that wrist. Very nice. So we're stretching tendons here. We're promoting blood flow into those tiny digits like the fingers, like the toes. Nice. And then circle the other direction. And you're sitting tall as best you can since you're over to the side, but the chest is square to the front of your screen or your space. Let's bring the arm and hand to stillness, come back to center, and drop off to the left. Again, flexing the wrist, spreading the fingers wide, circling the wrist gently in one direction and noticing, does this wrist and hand feel the same as the other one? And then you're going to circle in the opposite direction. Gently. Nice. Coming back to center. Let's take this right hand, push it away to the left. You're still square to the front of your space. And then this left arm is going to go across the top of the ears and the head. So you're stretching in 2 different directions. You're still square to the front of your space for 4, 3, 2, 1. Windmill the arms. And now the bottom arm pushes to the right, the top arm pushes to the left. You're tilting over to the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Windmill the arms again. Returning to that same press, going side to side. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwind the arms. And then pushing away, opposite side. Oh boy, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwind the arms completely now. Shake them out. Oh. From here, again, think about sitting closer to the front of the chair seat. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. For 8, 7, shrug and drop. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then shake everything out, arms, hands, so forth. Let's take the legs a little bit wider now. We're going to lead with the chin. This is working on flexibility of the spine. So the saying floating around is that if you are as young as your spine is flexible. You are as old as your spine is flexible. So the idea is to keep that flexibility going in the spine. So lead with the chin, going forward. Inhale, tuck the chin as you rise up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, tuck the chin as you rise up. Let's do 4 of these. Focus your attention on the spine. 3, also the spongy discs between the vertebrae. 2, squeeze the abs as you go forward. Last one, nice. And then rolling it up. Coming back to neutral. Breath in, breath out. Let's do the opposite. Tucking the chin. Inhale, tuck chin. Exhale, glide forward. Inhale, tuck the chin. Exhale, glide forward. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Very nice. Let's go back so the legs are in parallel. I'm grabbing some weights, but if you're not using weights, it's a soft fist with the palms facing downward on the tops of the thighs. So here we're going to alternate legs. If you're using the weights, nothing heavier than 2 pounds. Here we go. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. For 8. Sitting tall. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Nice. Coming back to neutral. Breath in, breath out. Let's go to the right side and stay on the right only, all right? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to neutral. Noticing right side of body and left side of body. Let's go to the left. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to center, just jiggling the legs a bit here. Very nice. I'm going to keep the weights. So if you're not using any weights, it's a soft fist, all right? No weight, 1 weight, or 2 weights in your right arm. So the arm is straight. Inhale, the arm is straight. Exhale, bring the fist up towards the shoulder. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unfold the arm halfway here so that the forearm is parallel to the earth. You're going to pump the palm up towards the sky, little pumps. I've got the upper arm glued to my side ribs here. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then releasing the arm slowly, resisting the gravity. Shake everything out on that right arm. Now, no weight, 1 weight, or 2 weights in your left arm. The arm starts out straight. The upper arm, it helps to have it glued to the side ribs. It gives you some leverage with the hand and the weight. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, nice and slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. The forearm is halfway down. It's parallel to the earth. Palm can open slightly as you pump the palm up to the sky for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then unwinding the arm all the way down. Let's come. No weight or one weight in each hand. Now the palms face the wall behind. We're going to lift up to shoulder height only. Inhale, exhale. Exhale up. Inhale down. Let's do 8. 7. Slow it down. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Nice. And then slowly bring it down. And then you're going to tilt forward with your torso. Maybe the legs are slightly wider. Maybe they're not. You can adjust as you need. So we'll do some flies here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 8, 7, squeeze the abs, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly bring them down. I'm going to put the weights off to one side now. And I'm going to do this in profile. So stay seated. And you may wish to do this one. This is for abdominal work. You can do half and half, side to side, if this, what I'm going to show you is not available. So sitting closer to the front of your chair seat, crown of head lines up with tailbone. The back is nice and flat. And you're just going to tilt back. So like you're being supported by the chair. One leg comes up. Maybe you want to hold it with your forearm. Maybe the second arm comes up. Maybe you want to do this half and half. That's perfectly fine. We're going to flutter the feet. And then we're going to pump the belly. So the belly expands like a balloon. And then you exhale, squeeze the belly back to the navel, back to the spine. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly bringing the feet to stillness, floating them down one by one, and then just shaking everything out. You're going to stay seated in your chair. We're going to do foot massage, and we're also going to incorporate some work on the lower legs. So sitting in your chair, cross right ankle over top of left thigh. Right ankle over top of left thigh. You're going to take your index finger and thumb, and you're going to surround your shin bone with your fingers, and you're going to squeeze and press as you go all the way down the shin to the ankle part of the foot and the leg. This part, you're taking the one finger on one side of the shin, the thumb on the other side. I'm using actually all 4 fingers on the one side, and you're moving it all the way down the leg to the ankle joint. Let's do that one more time. Very nice. And now let's do the same thing. You're going to go onto that round part of the calf. You can squeeze it with both hands here. Little tiny squeezes 3 times from where it starts at the knee joint all the way down to the ankle. Stimulating the lower legs here. You're improving your circulation. And then we'll bring that to stillness. Now we're going to work on this foot. So you're going to take the 5 toes. You might want to wear socks for this. It doesn't matter really. And you're going to take your 5 toes and you're going to flap them back and forth. like you're fanning yourself on a hot day somewhere in the world. Bringing blood flow into those toes for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that slowly to stillness. Now you're going to take each individual toe from the base of the toe to the end of the nail, and you're going to give it a nice, firm massage. We can't perambulate. We can't walk without our toes. And they do a lot of work. And we tend to ignore our feet until they start hurting. So we're going to send some love to our feet, to our toes. And then you're going to massage the big toe too. You're not going to forget the big toe. And then at the very end of the toe, there's a little tiny ridge. You're going to scrape along the end of each toe. All the chakras, the meridians, and the meridians, they end in the feet and the hands. So this is important work here. And now when that feels complete, the tops of the toes, you've done each of the tops of the toes, then you're going to go underneath and rummage around on the underside of the toes where nobody ever bothers to go, and bring some stimulation in there. And then you're going to take the 2 thumbs, you're going to massage the big toe ball mound and the little toe ball mound right here by the ball of the foot. And the thumbs work their way into the center of the foot there. And then those 2 thumbs are going to start moving down the inner and the outer edges of the foot. You're not going to forget the arch. You're going to massage the arch. And then the 10 fingers can work on the heel in any way that feels good. I like little scraping movements. And then I'm taking my little fingernails, bird beak hand fingers, and you're going to scrape along the top of the foot so that you're getting the outer edge. Don't ignore the outer edge, getting all that stimulated. And then from here, the 2 hands are going to wrap around the ankle, and you're going to alternate like you're squeezing out a wet washcloth. You're alternating those hands on the ankle, bringing blood flow into the ankle. And you're breathing. Don't forget to breathe. And then taking a soft fist, you're going to tap the arch. A sacred place in Chinese medicine, right there, the center of the arch. And then the 2 hands are going to gently tap the foot and the ankle. And if you want more stimulation, you can slap that foot and ankle. And then bringing that to stillness, noticing how that foot and leg feels compared to the other foot and leg. It's kind of frightening, really, but it's good to know we're doing the right thing here by massaging, all right? So we're going with the left ankle over the top of the right thigh, and that foot stays flexed. And for this, we're going to take their fingers, and you're going to work your way on either side of the shin bone. You start there just below the knee, and you're going to press little tiny presses with your fingers all the way down the shin bone to the ankle. And you're going to do that 3 times mindfully. If you want to use both hands, I guess you could use both hands as well. All the way down to the ankle. Last time, 3rd time passing, working here around the shin bone. We're also pressing on all the myriad reflexology points in the leg, in the body, really. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side of the calf, this meaty side of the calf. You're going to press like you're making little polka dots on the inside of your calf, all the way down to the ankle. And you'll do that 3 times. Whichever feels the best. You can experiment what works and what feels good. And when that feels complete, then you're going to go down to those 5 toes on this foot, and you're going to flap those toes back and forth like you're fanning yourself on a hot day in Madrid somewhere, maybe Brazil, who knows. And then when that feels complete, then you're going to massage the base of each toe to the end of the nail, sending some love. And if you find, by the way, some tight spots or sticky spots in here, you can spend as much time as you want doing this when you do it at home. And this is a good thing to do before you go to sleep at night, because the feet will be very happy, and hopefully it will help you fall asleep more easily. And then you're not going to forget the big toe. And then you're going to do the tops, the very tops of the toes with a fingernail. You're going to scrape along the tops of the toe. And you should be able to feel there's nerves connecting in there. You can feel that. You scrape the top of each toe. And then you're going to go to the underside of the toes and you're going to rummage around in there. I just like to scrabble around in there. And then the two thumbs are going to take the big toe ball mound and the little toe ball mound, and you're going to start massaging that, the ball of the foot, all the way to the center of the ball of the foot. Then you're going to go down the inner and the outer edges of the foot. And then you're not going to forget the arch. The 10 fingers address the heel. Really work on that heel. And then you're going to take your fingertips and scrape along the tops of the foot. There's maybe in the trough of the bones of the foot. There's 26 bones in each foot. And don't forget the outer edge of the foot. And then you're going to come to your ankle. And you're going to start that alternating, wringing the washcloth out with the ankle. And then when that feels complete, you're taking a soft fist, tapping the arch. And then taking two hands and patting the foot, bringing warmth, stimulation to the foot. And if you want more stimulation, just slapping that foot. And if you do this at night, you could put some lavender oil on your foot and add socks. And I think you will be a very happy camper doing that. So noticing how the feet feel now, they should be happy. And here you might want to sit all the way into the back of your chair. So feet and legs in parallel. Inhale, arms up. Inhale up. Exhale, press it down. Two more. Inhale, big full breath. Exhale, press it away. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale, press. And just shake everything out. And then sitting in your chair for Shavasana, which is resting pose, corpse pose. So imagine those sits bones grounding into the chair seat, nice and easy. And think about the crown of the head floating up to the sky. Nice and gentle. Allowing the eyes to drop closed. And scanning the body for any residual tension that might remain. Noticing relaxation forming in the feet. And that warmth is going to flow from the feet into the ankles, into the low legs, and then into the thighs. You're going to go into the thighs, relaxing those legs, relaxing those feet, moving into hips, pelvis, torso, chest, shoulders, arms, hands, neck, throat, the warmth moving all the way into the crown of the head. Noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together. The whole body together. The whole body together. And here's a brief quote from Swami Kripalu on struggle and difficulties. The external form of struggle appears to be cruel. Some describe it as a horrible demon, but its nature is not malicious. In fact, it's proper to welcome struggle, for its arrival is always auspicious. Struggle keeps us from growing sluggish. It changes an animal into an ideal person. It transforms an ordinary human into a spiritually awake person respected by the world. Struggle is a subtle sculptor who shapes the life of every great spiritual master into a unique and unparalleled work of art. If you'd like to remain in Shavasana here for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes and arms and legs. Think about deepening the breath. And let's conclude with floating the arms up overhead, hands meet in prayer, dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, samastiti, this beating heart. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you stand in the light of your own true self. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan. Okay. I'm going to turn on